Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Have you ever had somebody that you know personally that can just fix anything, just real good with their hands? I mean, you break something, they come by and they fix it up. Well, what if there was a way that you could fix all of your money problems? I'm talking about what if there was a tool that if you use this tool, it works every single time, can fix any money problem you possibly got. Well, in our challenge today, this is day number 2 of our challenge. And in our challenge today, I'm going to teach that tool. I'm going to actually teach communication. I'm going to teach the wealth formula. I'm going to teach the formula today that helped create me and 20 other colleagues of mine how we were able to earn as much as $1 million and up to $9 million in one single day. So I'm going to show you today how you communicate, but you got to come to class. Okay. Now listen, our challenge is the only kind in the world because we're teaching you how to 1099 a bank, get your money back, how to get tax-free EINs so that you can make $1 million and get money back instead of paying taxes. So, and then we teach you how to actually make money. I mean, how to we make a lot of money online. Okay. We're not guessing. It's not happenstance. We're not lucky. You know, it ain't name it and claim it. It's skill sets. Okay. And so I'm going to be teaching a very high skill set today. I'm going to be teaching communication in the class. Now listen, our class is from $5.97 to $97. And if you paid just 97 little measly dollars today, I would train you on the wealth formula and you can keep coming back all week long. So there's no excuse to not be in the financial IQ challenge. None of you all are that broke. I refuse to believe that. Yeah, and if you got a problem with $97, I mean, you really need some communication. All right. I said, if you got a problem with 97 little measly dollars, either you smoking rocks or you are a terrible communicator. Are you hearing me? So I'm going to show you today how to come up from out of that slavery. All right. So if you haven't registered for the challenge, just put challenge in the chat. I'll go to rickthewealthcoach.com. That'll be easy for you to remember. And click on the challenge link. We're about to start again today in a half an hour. And it's not too late for you. You can come today and you can learn what we're doing for the rest of this week. We've still got a lot to teach. Tomorrow I'm going to teach about cryptocurrency. I'm going to teach about real estate tomorrow. And we're going to teach about the law on Thursday. And then on Friday, you come in and learn how to join what it is that we do and work with us possibly. And that's how we work. We don't work any other kind of way. I'm never doing anything to try to get you to sign up for any accounts and none of that stuff. That's not how we work. You have to earn the right to work with us. That means you have to come through a challenge. You have to learn who we are, have to learn who you are. And then on Friday, you can hear what our presentation is for you to work with us because we are not thirsty for customers. All right. Absolutely not. If I never got another customer, I would just treat all the people I already know good and we would just kick it for the rest of my life. I'm not like that. I don't have a relationship with somebody and then run off looking for another relationship with somebody else. And the relationship that we got is not, I'm not putting all my all into that. That's not how we work. That's not how our company works. That's not how our business works. So the last thing in the world we be doing is sending you a message and don't even know you, telling you to open up some kind of account. I don't know you like that. I would never, you know, that's not me. That's how you know you're dealing with a fake person. I don't want your money. What I want you to do is I want you to make money. And then we got some things that you can pay us for to learn how to get down with us. Are you hearing me? But that's your privilege. The person you paying, it's your privilege to pay the person. It's not their privilege to receive your money if they know what you don't know. And we got a high skill set on communication, a very high skill set. I communicated my way from being homeless and having $50 to my name and communicated my way to being a multimillionaire. And I've taught other people communication. And they went from not knowing hardly nobody or nobody even following them, paying no attention to them, to having clients clear across the world and making hundreds of thousands of dollars just because they went through the communication classes that I teach. So today in the challenge, I'm going to teach y'all communication. If you didn't do nothing but came today, you can learn a multi-million-dollar concept and you can go right out after today and go start making some money if you don't ever see me again. So if you're interested in coming, put challenge in the chat and come on out. Just think about it. Communication is so awesome. Just think about the O.J. Simpson case. O.J. Simpson is accused of a double homicide, a brutal murder. No evidence against the man, some fake evidence, but no evidence against the man. But you don't need no evidence against you when you're a brother. All you need to do is just be accused. All right. So here they got, you know, fake gloves and all kind of stuff, planted evidence, planted blood, and all this kind of stuff at the man's crib. Nevertheless, if he hadn't hired Johnny Cochran, somebody that knows how to communicate, and Brother Bailey, somebody that knows how to communicate, and those forensic scientists, somebody that knows how to communicate, he'd have been up a creek without a paddle. Why? Because it's not good enough for you to be, ain't none of us Jesus. Don't nobody know if he was guilty or innocent, but we know they didn't have no evidence. So what's my point? My point is that even though they didn't have any evidence, they had to communicate their way out of that hole. And the reason that you got money problems is because you focused on the wrong thing. You're trying to pay some bills. I'm like, you don't have to pay any bills. All you got to do is learn how to communicate. And what? The communication to pay your bills. All right. Communication bill pay. Everybody put CBP in the chat. Communication bill pay. They say, what's your bill pay system, Brother Ricky? I said communication. Communication pays all my bills. I don't have to pay. All my bills are paid. They all prepaid. Why? Because I got communication bill pay. I don't pay bills like reach in my pocket to pay a bill. The communication pays for it. So when you communicate properly, then you make money before the bill is even there. So you'll never have a money problem because your bills was paid before your bill even came. The reason that your bills are not paid currently, if you got a money problem, if you're behind on things, or if you got more month than you got money, that's because you got more month than you got communication. Right? Hearing me, communication is everything. That's why our relationships and stuff don't be working, because we be assuming people think this and assuming people think that. And most people are very, very bad at communicating. That's why I teach it. That's why I said, Brother Ricky, I thought you just taught about trust and all of that. Yes, we teach about trust. Yes, we teach about how to be tax-free. Yes, we teach you how to get your tax-free EIN. Yes, we teach you how to work out of a ministry trust. Yes, we teach you how to get your life back. Yes, we do. However, your biggest problem is not a trust. Your biggest problem is you don't know how to communicate. That's your biggest problem. And let me tell you something about communication. It's like a 500-pound man in a 3-foot room. You can't get around it. Okay? If you try to get around it, you can't. It's too high to go over, it's too low to go up under, and it's too wide to get around. Communication, you just have to learn how to do it. I don't care whatever if you don't have this skill, this one skill, you'll never be rich. Are you hearing me? Why? Because even if you're not the person that's doing the work, you got to learn how to communicate to the people who are doing the work. There's no way you can get around communication. And it's the way you say things. So I'm going to teach you all today. If you come to class, I'm going to teach you today. I'm going to teach you 3rd grade communication. You say, why is that, Brother Ricky? Because most people are talking over people's heads. Most people want to impress somebody. I'm like, listen, impressing people. All broke people want to impress somebody. I'm like, people, that ain't real life. In real life, the only reason somebody is hanging around you or want to deal with you is because you was able to communicate an idea to them that they can actually go do something with. It has got to be 3rd grade language, because if you're talking over people's heads, the only person getting something out of it is you. And I don't know about you, but if you ever been in a relationship with somebody who was in love with themselves, it wasn't no fun, was it? You come to the crib and they doing what? They kissing themselves. And you come in, you're like, hey, can I get some sugar? They're like, You're like, excuse me, it sure look good over there. Can I get in? They're like, one more time. Now you say that sounds kind of narcissistic, Brother Rick. It ain't just narcissistic, it's downright dumb. Why? Because sooner or later the person gonna get tired of you kissing yourself. I hear what I'm saying? Don't kiss yourself. Everybody put it in the chat. Don't kiss yourself. All right. I'm talking about in communicating. Don't kiss yourself. Communicating is for you to do what? Get a person you're talking to some sugar. Don't kiss yourself. You're kissing yourself. That's why you ain't got no money. All right. Because what? You remember what my man said in a movie, in the Temptations flick? He said, "Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis." When David Ruffin and Otis was arguing, he said, "Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis." Why? In other words, he's trying to let him know that he was talking crazy, because the real thing was David Ruffin thought he was kissing himself. He thought he was all that. That's why he ended up being a crackhead and dope fiend. Why? Because you're narcissistic. All right. The Bible says pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall, but before honor is humility. And the way that you really get down is that you do what? You talk to people in third grade language. All right. Everybody put third grade language in the chat. Third grade language. And if you come on over here to the challenge today, I'm going to teach you some third grade language. I'm talking about the challenges worth coming today, just today alone. Everybody put in the chat third grade language. All right. Y'all talking way over people's heads. That's why you ain't got no money. All right. You can run around trying to impress people if you want. You say, Brother Rick, why don't you use some of that vocabulary you have? You have a very extensive vocabulary. I'm like, man, you go ahead on with that supercalifragilisticexpialidocious all the way to the soup line. Okay. And nobody want to hear all that. You're gonna be eating that Campbell's soup. Good. Good. That's what Campbell soups are. Good. Now, if you want to eat some caviar, or whatever it is you like, speak in third grade language, because the whole point is for somebody to get something out of your communication, not you. Now, listen, when you're talking to people, most people talk to a person, assuming the person understands what they're talking about. Nah, everybody put in the chat. Uh, uh. Why you say no, brother Ricky? Because common sense should tell you, but most common sense is not commonly practiced. Common sense should tell you that you understand what you're talking about, because that's what you do. The person you're talking to, they absolutely do not understand what you're talking about 99.9% of the time. So why would you talk to them as though they already understand it? Unless you just want to be in a soup line. But if you want to make some money, you're gonna have to come up out of these what? You're gonna have to come up out of these confused streets. Confusion, chaos, that's the way the average person communicates. They just say stuff and they get an attitude with you. They say, you know what, Brother Rick? I did a lot of presentations this week, man. The fish just ain't biting. The fish just ain't biting, bro. I'm like, man, you just bad. Okay. Man, there ain't nothing wrong with no fish. All right. It's just the bait you use and it ain't no good. Why? Because you ain't been trained. You haven't been taught. You got to be taught communication. You don't just automatically think you know how to communicate. That's not how it goes. You got to be taught. All right. I got the unfair advantage when I started coming into these online streets and stuff. Why? Because my brother taught me how to shake the red card when I was 14 years old. So I used to get on the back of the bus and say, now y'all gathering around without those ugly frowns and watch me skinny down. Because this is the coldest game that ever hit this side of town. They call me Johnny Be Good. I'm just passing through your neighborhood. So sit back, relax, and screw your wig on tight. And you can be the first one to say you saw it right here on CTA Sports. So I learned how to communicate when I was like 14. He said, with all that rhyming and stuff, Ricky, he said, what they got to do with what we're talking about? Well, those are called alliterations. Alliterations are what? That's when you say things and they have the first letter that you're saying has the same letter or the same prefix or the same suffix. But I didn't know all that. I was just what? A young hustler on the back of the bus, just getting some money while playing my little 3-card game, my little 3-top game. I was just a hustler on the back of the bus because that's what we was doing in the crib. That's what my brother taught me how to do. So, but I didn't know I was doing alliterations. Now I understand what that's called, an alliteration. Now y'all gathering around without those ugly frowns and watch me skinny down. All 3 of those words, they rhyme. So when you're communicating, there has to be a rhythm, communication rhythm. So everybody put CR in the chat, communication rhythm. And put challenge in the chat. If you want to come on over, well, just go to rickthewealthcoach.com and sign up for the challenge, because today is day 2 and I'm teaching communication today. Our challenge is from $5.97 if you want to ask me some questions, all the way down to $97 if you just want to hear the lesson. So you got nothing to lose by coming over. Why? Because today's class by itself is worth you spending time with me all week. And why y'all gonna be sitting out here in these and we just over here making all this money and you left behind? This is our 46th challenge. You think we don't know something about communicating? Hey, listen to me. We make $1 million in a day. You think we don't know something about communicating? I got people who D just got to put challenge in the chat and they come directly to you. And yeah, we missed you yesterday, D. Don't miss out today. Just put the word challenge in there, and it just automatically come to you right now. Automatically go to your DM. All right, because you're on Facebook. So on Facebook, it'll come automatically to you. on Instagram, it come out automatically to you too. So y'all stop playing around. I'm leaving y'all behind. I got all these wonderful people we training over here. And I don't want you guys. Hey, Bernard, how you doing, brother? Yeah, come on over. Be glad to have you today. All right, Bernard, you get in the VIP section. Okay, make sure you can hear the questions. Ask some questions. All right. And it was a pleasure meeting you and your beautiful wife, Connecticut, and just a wonderful young couple. So proud of you. So proud of you. Proud of things that you're doing. So I want to help y'all make some money. And y'all making money way too slow because y'all don't know what y'all doing. You need a master to teach. We are master communicators. You need somebody who really knows what to do. You say we get the lesson from yesterday. No, that's too late. That's only 24 hours, you all. So sorry about that. The lesson from yesterday, that's too late. Every day, if you're in the VIP section, you can get a replay, but it only lasts 24 hours. It only starts because this is a challenge. That means that you got to get in and handle your business. Nobody's waiting on nobody to do nothing. We just moving and we move in at the speed of light. Okay, so either keep up with us or you're going to miss out on some things. So good for you all because it's only the second day. So on the second day, you can really come in and handle your business. Not only that, but if you sign up today, you get an opportunity to be in our challenge, in our Jeopardy competition, because everybody that's in the challenge that's in today, you got to be in today. You can join our Facebook group, our challenge Facebook group, and we are having a common law Jeopardy class tomorrow, or a common law tomorrow night at 6 o'clock exclusively for challenge members. We're having a Jeopardy game, and we're going to give you the questions and the answers so that you can study the questions and the answers. And then all you got to do is just have your notes with you if you're a contestant, and you can just answer the questions with your notes. Why? Because we ain't tripping. We just want you to learn what it is that we're doing, and we're just going to have fun doing it. Okay. So y'all figure that out. Yeah, D, you figured it out now. Y'all figured it. That's y'all job to get into the challenge. Y'all figured it out. It's not hard to press myfinancialiqchallenge.com. Everybody else did it. All right. So handle your business. Handle your business. Don't get left out just over some buttons. And whenever y'all got a problem with any type of, some of y'all my age got a problem with some technology, you're supposed to be so nice that somebody's supposed to be able to help you. You should have a niece, a cousin, a nephew. My son worked for me. My daughter worked for me. My grandson has worked for me. My granddaughter's worked for me. That's the way you're supposed to be treating your family. Okay, so when something happens, and I do very little. Everybody around me does most of the technical work and all that. I do very little. I press a few buttons a day. I got a very simple life. That's because I treat everybody around me real good. So they all want to work. They all want to do it. So y'all treat y'all folks good. Okay, so if they want to work with you, don't be doing what they ought to be doing. See, that's part of communication. Part of communication is that what you do your part, I'm gonna do my part. Let's all get out. You do your part, I'm gonna do my part. Let's all get out. Do your part well, I'm gonna do my part well. Why? Because I don't want to do yours. That's part of what communication is, and that's why I'm gonna be teaching it to you all today. Those of you all who are on TikTok, challenge won't work. The link is not going to come to you. Go to rickthewealthcoach.com and just click on the challenge link at rickthewealthcoach.com. All right. Everybody can remember that. Everybody can remember rickthewealthcoach.com. Part of communication. You say, Ricky, you say a lot of things and you keep repeating the same thing over and over again. Why? Because when I'm talking to somebody, I'm talking to them for the sake of them doing something. I'm not talking to people for the sake of people just having a conversation. That's why when people are talking to me, I always repeat back what they said to me. So I can make sure I get it right. I'm like, it sounds like you just said your financial IQ challenge is at myfinancialiqchallenge.com. Did you say myfinancialiqchallenge.com? Let me make sure I got it right. Did you say myfinancialiqchallenge.com? Okay, great. So what? So I said that 3 times. Why? So I can, if I was the one trying to come to something, then I would try to remember what it was so I won't miss it. Okay. When I meet people, and when you meet people, and they first start talking to you, I'm talking about communication today. And if you don't, if you want to really learn this and you just don't have time to be in a challenge, you don't have an inclination, just comment wealth and just get the wealth formula. I wrote the book. All right. I wrote this book. Myron Golden wrote a chapter in it. My colleague, Myron Golden, he wrote a chapter in it. And this is the wealth formula. This is how we make $1 million in a day. It's got a whole strategy of how you do it. And over 20 of us have done this. So this is not happenstance. This is not guessing. This is not guesswork. It's just comment the word wealth if you want it. And maybe you might not be able to make it to the challenge, but you can read the book and you can help yourself out. So when I'm talking to people, like if I meet somebody new, I'll be like, and they tell me their name, I repeat in my head, I repeat their name like 4 times. And then while I'm talking to them, I keep saying their name back to them while I'm talking so I can make sure I remember. Why? Because you know how preoccupied we are. The average person is, you talk to somebody and you really ain't paying no attention to the person because you got your mind on all kind of stuff. And that's why your money funny and your change is strange because you don't know how to treat a person. When you meet somebody that you don't know and you start having a conversation with them initially, if you just repeat their name 4 times in your head and then keep repeating it back to them and stop making it about you and make the conversation about them, you'll learn a lot about them before the day is over with. And potentially, y'all might end up doing some business, but you shouldn't be trying to learn things about them to do business. You should be learning things about them to improve your communication because communication pays all the bills. There ain't no money problem that communication can't fix. Are you hearing me? Not a single money problem. That's how all of my money problems have been fixed through communicating. And when I say communicating, I'm talking about listening way more than I talk, hearing what somebody's saying, hearing what they ain't saying, reading between the lines, making sure I got it right, talking back to the person, making sure I got it right. You all have not been taught communication. That's why you talk so much. All of you all that talk a lot, you ain't got no money. Why? Because you didn't talk yourself out of all your money. Are you hearing me? It takes humility to get paid. It takes humility. It takes knowing how to do something to get paid. How in the world are you going to know how to do something if you are interrupting people while they're talking? You can't possibly get what they're saying. Are you hearing me? Are you listening to me? So when people are training me, I don't interrupt them. Okay. But I don't interrupt them in my head either. All right. So everybody put MI in the chat. Okay. Because sometimes you interrupting a person, you ain't even saying nothing. It's a mind interruption. Okay. A mind interruption. Broke people are extremely distracted. Are you hearing me? You talk to a broke person with a broke mindset and you telling them something, they ain't listening to you. All right. I'm talking about you got the money, you got the ideas, and they sitting up and you talking to them and their brain is wandering away because they interrupting you in their mind. They ain't gonna say it to you. Why? Because they know you got it going on. I mean, because the proof is in the pudding, you got the receipts. So they like, well, I'm not going to be disrespecting this millionaire because he's standing right in front of me. Sometimes they goofy enough to do that, but most of the time that's not going to be the case. But I can tell when I'm talking to somebody that they're not listening. That's why I just stop talking. And I say, like, can you repeat back to me what I just said to you? All y'all that hear me train y'all know that. All of you all that sit through my classes, you know that I don't say hardly nothing until y'all repeat back to me what I said. Why? Because I got better things to do. I got better things to do. I'm down there checking on Shantice, making sure she's okay, you know. And I really appreciate you all praying for my daughter because yesterday she had another episode dealing with this lupus. And she was in a lot of pain yesterday. A lot of pain. She called. I went by the house to bring her something to eat because that's what I'm down here doing, checking on her. So when I finished with my early appointments, I went by to get her something to eat. And she was at the crib and she was going through a thing. She was on the phone with the doctors. They didn't give her any pain medication. They're supposed to give you pain medication when somebody done put your hip back in place. How barbaric is it to send a person home with no pain medication? And Shantice got a tremendous threshold for pain. She is superwoman. You hear me? So, but I'm like, man. So I said, what's up, baby? She said, I've been on the phone talking enough for about 2 hours. I said, who? I said, call them back. So we got on the phone with the nurse, and the nurse started trying to explain things. So she was like, well, we've been talking to the doctor. I said, listen, honey. I said, but I don't want to hear all that. I said, who is available right now to call the pharmacy, tell them to give Shanti some pain medicine? This child is in pain. Okay. And cut this foolishness out. I said, I'm very upset. I said, I'm very upset. I don't appreciate this. This is dysfunctional. This is negligent. This ain't right. All right. What y'all gonna do? So the lady was like, sir, I'm really sorry. I said, you know what? I'm about to call 911. I say, honey, let's call 911 and let's get you into the emergency room to make sure that they get that they do that. So we called 911 And the guy comes over, two guys come over, and they start talking. They said, so had you all tried some Tylenol? I said, hey man, go start the car up. Okay. I said, go start the car up. I'm not here. I didn't call 411. I called 911. I didn't call you for you to come over here for giving us no information. All right. This child is in pain and you wasting our time. Are you hearing me? Listen, one reason you all need to learn how to communicate is so that you can free your time up. So you can check on your loved ones because they be dogging your loved ones while they going back and forth to the hospital. These people are callous. Are you hearing me? Indifferent. Ain't hardly paying attention like they supposed to be paying attention. Hell to the no, they're not treating my daughter like that. I'm not having it. That's why I'm here. I got to run and take care of some business, and then I'll be back down here. And we're gonna make sure 24/7 somebody is checking on her while she's recuperating. 24/7. Let me tell you something. People need you when they need you, not after the fact. Okay. So make some money. Make some money so that you'll have the freedom to be able to do the things that really mean something. You don't want to be sitting around at somebody's grave when you could have just simply been there and made sure that the procedures went right. A lot of people dead right now. Why? Because the hospital was so doggone trifling. They just didn't do things the way they were supposed to do it. When we got to the hospital, because she had came in on the gurney, and because she was in pain, she can't hardly stand up. She got a hip replaced. All right, that hurts. That hurts like hell. Are you hearing me? And it hurt me because it was hurting her. So when we got to the hospital, so the guys they finally stopped talking, and so we got to the hospital. When we got there, they brought her in through the back, and they tried to get her up and put her in a wheelchair. So Shanti stands up for herself. She said, no, 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 it's not going to work because my legs have to dangle. I can't be sitting down with pressure on my legs, not right now because I'm in too much pain. Now she in all that pain, but she able to talk and express herself. And she's just an incredible human being. I mean, just amazing. So 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 I told the guy, I said, can you go in the back and just get another bed? And we just transfer her from this bed to that bed. All three of us just push her over from one gurney to the other so that she's not in a position to be sitting down. She's got to lay down. She's got to be, that's the position she's got to be in. So the guy, he went in the back and he brought out this chair that was like a reclining chair and it was real comfortable. So we took her from the gurney and put her into the chair because that was reasonable. But listen, if I wasn't there with her, they would have just, tell them what would have happened. First of all, they talking too long. It's time to go, and they talking too long. I'm like, let's go, man. Get in the van. Let's go. All right. We asked them, could we have an extra cover? They forgot all about that. Why? Because these people, it don't mean nothing. Your loved ones don't mean nothing to the doctors and the staff quite often. Some people they real kind and all this sort of thing, but I've been back and forth in hospitals for years because part of what Jesus told us to do is to visit people that's sick and having a daughter that deal with lupus. We've been in there 25 times or something this year, maybe 30 times or something for different things. But I care about what goes on with not just Shantice, my daughter, but with people in general. That's why I've been visiting people for years. Y'all think that stuff, you supposed to be a preacher. I ain't no preacher. I ain't ordained, none of that stuff. I know the Bible, you dig? So that's why so I get up off my lazy butt and go help somebody because I know that's what the Bible told us to do. And it ain't got nothing to do with whether you know preaching or nothing. Y'all just acting religious. Are you hearing me? I ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You're supposed to be helping people just because you're alive and healthy. That's a good enough reason right there. So learn how to communicate so that you can spend some time with the people that mean the most to you, and can't nobody be running around dogging them and mistreating them and stuff because that's happening as we speak. Some of y'all got people that's in the hospital right now with bed sores on. Excuse me. Some of y'all, some of y'all, some of y'all I'm talking to right now. You can't break away from what you're doing because you don't know how to communicate. So you just gotta be standing like a zombie standing someplace for 13, 14, 15 hours a day doing the same old boring stuff. Why? Because you don't know how to communicate. So I teach people how to communicate at very high levels. Because why? I want everybody to be living a free life. I don't want to see people walking around and they can't even go see their people. You hear me? Last time you saw somebody was at a funeral when you could have went to their crib and they still be alive right now. They would have lived. A lot of people are dying way before they're supposed to die out of neglect. Neglect ain't no joke, but communication is why we see so much neglect, the lack of communication, I should say. So that's why I'm so passionate about teaching it. And that's why I'm inviting you all to come on over to the class. We're about to start in a few minutes now. Okay, so rickthewealthcoach.com, myfinancialiqchallenge.com, or just put challenge if you're here on Facebook. But y'all, hey, listen, my link is everywhere. If you want to come, you find it. It's in the bios on TikTok. It's all over the place. All right. So when y'all be saying I couldn't find a link, I'm like, you just didn't want to come. And that's okay. I mean, don't come if you don't want to come. All right. But ain't no way in the world I would miss out on a class that's as low as 97 little measly dollars. And you got a multimillionaire who was dead broke teaching people how. I'm introduce y'all to my friend Chan, the millionaire barber, when they'll come over. My friend who's got over 20 million views of his videos ain't never had over 1,000 views on nothing. 20 million, and this in 5 months. My buddy, he's my best friend, but I love that brother and helping making him richer. That's part of my job. Why? So he can spend time doing it. What do you want to do? He down in Atlanta right now with his little baby. All right. Why? Because he got plenty of time. He got plenty of time. His baby rich already. Are you hearing me? His daughter Gigi is rich already. Why? She ain't operating out of trust, just like I taught him. So can't nobody steal his money, you know, and the banks can't take his money. Probate court can't take his money. Can't nobody. Gigi is set. Chan dropped dead right now. Gigi is set. Are you hearing me? She's set for life. Not only is she set, but her kids are set. They set before they even born. That's the way we ought to be communicating. We should be communicating so good until our kids are okay, and they ain't even had no kids yet. Are you hearing me? So if you're interested in coming on over, and thank you all for praying for Shantice. She's on her way to see some doctors and stuff with her mother. They're taking care of that as we speak. And I really appreciate y'all praying for her because, if something happened to my child, I would just be jacked up. It'd be a while before you see me because that's how close we are. All right. So love you all. God bless you. We see you in class. Those of y'all who are coming over, the rest of you have a beautiful, phenomenal, fantastic day. One more time, Financial IQ Challenge, day number 2 starts right now. The subject this morning is communication, and I'm going to teach you all a wealth formula. Be blessed in the city, be blessed in the field. I love y'all. Ain't nothing you can do about that. And remember, the stellar is as stellar does. I'll see some of you all shortly. Everybody else have a fantastic day.